James G here from Tarpley Music in Fort Worth, Texas. But hey, if you need to, you can always find us online because we're always online at tarpleymusic.com. So, got a Epiphone guitar here. So this is a Les Paul, obviously, but this is the Kirk Hammett Greeny 1959 Les Paul. This one's not 1959, but it's based off the Greeny Les Paul that Kirk Hammett ended up with. So originally, the original one that he had was owned by Peter Green. You'd know him from Fleetwood Mac, Blues Breakers, right? And so he had it for quite a while. In the 70s, he sold it to Gary Moore, known for bands like Thin Lizzy and stuff. So he sold it in 2006, and for a while it just was in some hands of some collectors and guitar dealers. Well, 2014, Kirk Hammett got an eye on it and sold it, and the only number you really can find is it says less than 2 million. So, a lot, right? And so it's kind of cool. So it's been called Greeny just because Peter Green being the original owner. But one thing that made it really kind of special was there's a unique tone because they had a PAF pickup in the neck and it was put in backwards. And so if you look at this, you can go, yeah, the screws are on the wrong side, right? Well, that's because it was putting it in backwards. So it causes kind of an out of phase when in the middle position. And so no one really knows because I kind of researched it and I didn't get a story of did he mean to do it or did you put it in backwards, right? But regardless of the reason is they just kind of kept it that way. And in fact, sometimes people will even do that, call doing a green, which means putting that one in. So once you're in the neck position, it's a humbucker. When you're in the bridge position, it's humbucker. But when you get in that middle position, it gets a little out of phase and it kind of sounds like a real throaty Strat kind of. So in the demo section, you'll be able to hear it's a really kind of different tone. And it was really kind of cool doing a guitar that a heavy metal guy has. So I got to have some real fun with the In the Mix. So I hope you make sure you stay to the end of the video for the In the Mix. I had a lot of fun doing that one. It's kind of style I don't get to do very often. So, but anyway, big Metallica fan, so, it is what it is. But the guitar itself, so this is kind of a remake of that idea. So other than that, it's an Epiphone Les Paul and a lot of oldies but goldies, right? So mahogany body, so it's very, very weighty and hefty for tone. This is a maple AAA veneer top, one-piece mahogany neck. It is an Indian Laurel fretboard, which was I kind of had to take it out and restring and oil a little bit to get, but it's felt pretty good since then. But it's kind of widely used right now in place of rosewood when needed. Of course, it's a set neck. These are medium jumbo frets. It's a 12-inch radius, just like you would expect from an old Les Paul. And the scale length is standard, so it's 24.75. That scale length, of course, being the bridge down here to the nut, and the neck, I'm pretty sure, is a Louisville Slugger. And they just took the wrapping up. No, it's a big old chunky neck, which for my little horrible hands, they really have to fight it. But man, if you want a big chunky neck and you got hands for that, this might be something you want to look at too, where you can get that kind of a neck without completely breaking the bank. And of course, like I said, the pickups that they have here, one being in backwards on purpose, and then the good old tunematic bridge. And if you notice, there's actually 4 knobs here, and they are a little different to the 2 different styles, which I guess just ended up by default on the original Greeny, so it's pretty cool. And so these are actually Gibson USA, they call them Greenybuckers. So, and of course, this one is reversed magnet, reversed mounted. So you might see that a lot, where you might see like RMP, RM, or something like that. That's what that means. Essentially means it was in backwards. And then, of course, the bridge pickup is also a Greenybucker, but put in normal. So good wiring. The wiring's based off the 50s wiring, like they did in 59 CTS pots, and then Mallory capacitors, which you would see in your better Epiphones and some of your Gibson stuff. So anyway, really cool guitar in the sense of you can get just good old weighty, big, thick, Les Paul tones out of it, but that middle position, you get something very, very different. And of course, it is homage to one of the greats. So the Kirk Hammett guitar, who is the current and last owner of the guitar. So it's a pretty cool history of that. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this. This is kind of a tone machine. I've had some fun with it, and I'm just going directly into a Black Star St. James. And so we're going to do some clean through that thing, and then we're going to do some overdrive. The overdrive I just kind of put halfway in the middle, and then in the mix section you'll hear some heavier tones out of this. And of course, when we do the playing demo, we'll do all 3 positions clean, we'll do all 3 positions dirty, and we've completely cut out the reverb, so you get a dry tone. So hopefully that'll give you a good idea of what the humbuckers actually sound like. All right, so we've heard this guitar on its own, but I want to know what some of these tones would sound like in a song. Let's find out. Hit it, boys! Yeah, so all hail the boat paddle, right? Oh, man. So here's the thing with it, though, like, because I'm kind of a Strat Telly guy, and so my hands are small. I was actually told I'd never be able to play guitar. That's a whole nother conversation. You just talk to my therapist about it. But I do anyway. But when I can, locked into this, I just get so much tone out of it. So it's kind of one of those, somebody who's got hands that can really get tone out of a boat neck like this is just huge. So I think it's really cool in that aspect. Like I said, me personally, I'd really have to work on it. But some guys, man, they can pick up necks like that and just go to town. But you don't see it as often, I don't think. So a big weighty neck like that. But it plays really well. The price makes sense, considering, it is a signature-based guitar and it's kind of a specialty run and things like that. I get, but I do think it's a really good Les Paul without breaking the bank. Because like I said, if you want to go to just that neck or just the bridge, you're going to get an old, huge, kind of a burstbucker sounding Les Paul. And then you kind of have this middle position that's something a little different. But I could see people who are just huge Metallica fans owning this just for that reason there. Maybe you have a Les Paul that's pretty standard, but hey, I could get this one. It's got a cool vibe to it, but I can actually get a little tone because this is in backwards or whatever the reason is. Pretty veneer top, really, really weighty. So yeah, it's got, Les Paul, right? And I did not mention before, but these Grover tuners actually have held really well today. which is a very important thing, obviously, if you're really digging into this guitar. And even goes so as far as there's not a actual rhythm and treble label on here, and I would assume because the original one just got rubbed off, but it's even kind of cool there. So hey, if you're a big Metallica fan or a big Les Paul fan, you definitely would want to come up and play this and play one of these Greenies. And mess with that middle switch. It's really cool. Like, I think it was Kirk that actually said it just sounds like a Strat on steroids, kind of. It's just a real throaty Strat kind of sound. I tried to do the best I could to kind of give you an idea of that in the demo. Hopefully it did. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Most importantly, hope you have some interest in coming up here and seeing us at Tarpley, playing some guitars and pedals and amps and drums and keyboards and such. If you liked the video, please do us a huge favor there and give us a like and subscribe, of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel. We'd love to have you a part. We are constantly dropping videos, and we are expanding with all different kinds of videos. It is a weekly drop at least. So if you'd like to know when we drop videos, though, you can just hit the little bell there, turn on notifications, and hopefully we will see you on the next one.